the Nevada housing dream is collapsing in real time. Behind the flashing neon lights and desert sunsets lies a brutal truth. Home values are tumbling, foreclosures are climbing, and families are trapped in financial nightmares. In 2025, inventory across the state has surged by more than 70%. Prices in some cities have plunged over 15%, and mortgage payments are swallowing half of household incomes. What was once sold as a land of affordable living and quick profits has turned into a buyer's minefield. These are the 10 worst cities in Nevada to buy a home right now, and the crash is shocking. Number 10. Elko. Elko might look like a rugged dream town in Nevada's high desert, but peel back the surface and its housing market in 2025 tells a different story, one filled with red flags. The median home price here hovers around $345,000, a number that might seem reasonable compared to Reno or Las Vegas. But the catch? Local incomes don't come close to keeping up. The median household income in Elko is about $67,000, meaning families are spending over 45% of their earnings on mortgages, taxes, and upkeep. That's well above the recommended 30% affordability threshold and puts new buyers in a financial chokehold. Inventory is also swelling. Listings are up nearly 35% year over year, with sellers desperate to unload homes that sat on the market for more than 120 days on average. That's twice the national average of about 60 days. Builders betting on Elko's mining economy flooded the market with new subdivisions over the past few years. But now, as gold and silver production slows, demand is slipping. Investors who once saw Elko as a speculative gold rush 2.0 are quietly backing away, leaving unsold developments and half-finished builds scattered across the desert. Property taxes, while lower than Nevada's urban centers, still take a bite at nearly 0.6% of assessed value, which means an average homeowner pays close to $2,000 annually. Not outrageous, but punishing when paired with utilities that run high in this isolated region. Winters spike heating bills above $300 a month, while water scarcity has already added new fees to municipal services. Add in the fact that mortgage rates in 2025 are still hovering between 6.5% and 7%, and the math just doesn't work for average households. Elko's housing market isn't just cooling, it's cracking. Prices dropped 11% in the last year, yet homes remain unaffordable for locals. For a town that once promised frontier independence, Elko now looks more like a financial trap than a buyer's bargain. Number 9. Carson City. Carson City, Nevada's modest capital, wears a deceptive charm. At first glance, its mix of history, government jobs, and mountain backdrops looks inviting. But in 2025, the housing market here is a powder keg. The median home price sits near $475,000, far above the statewide average and dangerously high for a city where the median household income is just $63,000. That mismatch forces many families to spend nearly 50% of earnings on housing, a formula for financial ruin. Inventory has ballooned by nearly 28% year over year, with more sellers slashing asking prices after homes linger on the market for 100-plus days. The rise isn't fueled by healthy demand, it's desperation. Retirees, once flocking here for affordability, are cashing out because property taxes, hovering at 0.65% of assessed value, eat into fixed incomes. On a $475,000 home, that's over $3,000 a year, not counting utilities that spike in winter when heating costs easily cross $350 per month. Tourism and government jobs once supported stability, but both are faltering. Visitor numbers have softened, local businesses shutter, and state budget cuts threaten the very jobs that anchor the city's economy. Meanwhile, mortgage rates of 6.7% amplify the pain, pushing monthly payments on a mid-range house well above $2,800 before insurance and utilities. For a city of barely 60,000 residents, the pressure is suffocating. Carson City's housing market isn't just unaffordable, it's on life support. Prices fell 9% over the past year, yet demand continues collapsing. Buyers are walking away and sellers are caught in a spiral of cuts, losses, and regrets. The safe bet of Nevada's capital has turned into a ticking financial time bomb. Number 8. North Las Vegas. North Las Vegas was once billed as the affordable alternative to glitzy Vegas. In 2025, that illusion has shattered. The median home price is about $410,000, but with a median household income under $59,000, affordability has evaporated. Families here are crushed under mortgage payments exceeding $2,600 per month, a staggering weight in a city still plagued by job instability. Inventory tells a grim story. Up nearly 45% year over year, with entire neighborhoods lined with "for sale" signs. Many homes sit vacant for 150 days or more, double the state average. Investors who once flipped homes here in the 2010s are gone, leaving behind stagnant properties and declining values. Prices have already dropped 13% in the last year, and the slide hasn't slowed. Foreclosures are exploding. North Las Vegas leads the state with a foreclosure rate nearly 1 in every 850 homes, a chilling reminder of the 2008 crash. Property taxes at 0.7% on a $410,000 home at almost $2,900 annually, while utility costs run hotter than elsewhere due to soaring summer AC bills that top $400 per month. Crime adds another blow. With violent crime rates nearly 20% above the national average, neighborhoods already struggling with falling home values face a perception crisis. Schools are underfunded, and unemployment remains sticky at 6.1%, well above the national average. These factors combine to drive families away and depress demand. North Las Vegas isn't just risky, it's toxic for buyers. Falling prices, rising foreclosures, and high carrying costs create a perfect storm. For many, owning here in 2025 means sinking money into a property that's worth less with every passing month. Number 7. Fernley. Fernley once branded itself as Nevada's affordable future, riding the wave of Tesla's gigafactory expansion and Reno's tech-fueled growth. But in 2025, that dream has soured. The median home price is around $365,000, but local incomes hover near $55,000, leaving residents spending nearly 45% of their paychecks on housing. For many families, the numbers simply don't add up. Inventory has exploded. Listings are up 38% compared to last year, with homes now sitting on the market for 130 days on average. Developers who once couldn't build fast enough now find entire subdivisions unsold. They're new builds, turning into ghost streets of empty driveways. Prices have already dropped 12% in the past 12 months, and locals whisper that another 15% decline could hit before year's end. The job story is equally bleak. Many move to Fernley expecting steady work in logistics and manufacturing, but layoffs at warehouses and trucking companies have created instability. With unemployment here ticking up to 6%, mortgage defaults are climbing. Foreclosure filings now affect 1 in every 1,000 homes, a chilling echo of Nevada's housing crash legacy. Costs beyond the mortgage bite hard too. Property taxes at 0.67% equal about $2,400 annually, while utilities soar due to water scarcity fees and punishing summer cooling bills often topping $350 a month. For a small desert city with fewer than 25,000 residents, these expenses are unbearable. Fernley isn't just cooling, it's unraveling. What was once marketed as Nevada's next big suburb has become a buyer's trap, with falling equity, mounting foreclosures, and families quietly fleeing. The supposed boomtown of the desert now looks more like a financial mirage. Number 6. Pahrump. Pahrump, long pitched as the last affordable escape from Las Vegas, is buckling under the weight of its own promises. In 2025, the median home price is around $295,000, but the median household income is barely $50,000. That leaves locals spending over 40% of income on housing, before even adding utilities or taxes. Inventory has surged a jaw-dropping 42% year over year, with properties languishing on the market for 140-plus days. Once, land investors gobbled up desert lots dreaming of off-grid communities. Now, those same parcels sit unwanted, while homeowners slash asking prices by 10 to 15% just to attract a viewing. Prices have already dropped 14% in the last year, and the free fall hasn't bottomed out. The town's infrastructure strains under growth it couldn't sustain. Water scarcity has driven utility bills sky high, with fees tacked on that push average monthly costs over $375 in the summer. Property taxes, about 0.65%, may sound modest, but on homes worth $295,000, that's nearly $2,000 annually. A big bite for low-income families. Add in gas prices that soar due to distance from major hubs, and the affordability illusion shatters. Jobs are another Achilles heel. With unemployment hovering at 6.5%, many residents commute to Las Vegas, burning hundreds on fuel monthly. Those who stay behind rely on unstable service jobs that barely cover mortgage payments. Foreclosure filings now strike nearly 1 in every 900 homes, worsening neighborhood blight. Pahrump once symbolized wide-open freedom and cheap desert living. Today, it's a cautionary tale. Unfinished developments, vanishing buyers, and families trapped in homes worth less every month. The off-grid dream has become an on-grid nightmare of debt and decline. Number 5. Esmeralda County. Esmeralda County, the least populated county in Nevada with barely 750 residents, looks like a Wild West escape. But in 2025, its housing market is nothing short of treacherous. The median home price is about $240,000, which at first glance seems affordable. But the real trap lies in economic stagnation. With a median household income under $42,000, families are forced to spend well over 50% of their income on housing costs. That ratio is financially suffocating in a place with almost no job security. Inventory is quietly swelling. Listings have risen nearly 30% year over year, and homes now sit on the market for 160-plus days. Why? Demand is evaporating. Esmeralda offers little more than mining jobs, which are notorious for layoffs, and a trickle of tourism that barely sustains the local economy. As gold production slows, layoffs ripple through the region, leaving homeowners desperate to sell but unable to find buyers. Prices have already fallen 11% in the past year, and experts warn the decline could deepen another 10 to 12% by next summer. Living costs also crush the cheap land fantasy. Property taxes run at 0.64%, or roughly $1,500 a year on an average home, which sounds manageable until you add utilities. Out here, electric bills can easily surpass $400 per month thanks to aging infrastructure, and water scarcity drives extra municipal fees. On top of that, fuel and groceries cost far more due to extreme isolation. Esmeralda's biggest problem isn't just affordability, it's liquidity. Buyers don't exist in meaningful numbers. With fewer than 400 housing units in the entire county, every listing piles onto a market already drowning in stagnation. What looks like cheap desert land is actually a dead investment zone. Owning here in 2025 is less an asset, more a financial quicksand. Number 4. Henderson. Henderson, Nevada, once marketed as Las Vegas's upscale, family-friendly alternative, is now a danger zone for buyers. In 2025, the median home price has shot to around $535,000, making it one of the most expensive cities in the state. Meanwhile, the median household income sits near $83,000, creating an affordability squeeze where families spend almost 45% of earnings on mortgages, taxes, and utilities. Inventory is ballooning, up 40% year over year, and luxury homes are leading the glut. Properties in upscale communities like McDonald Highlands list for over $2 million, but languish on the market for 150-plus days, forcing sellers into brutal price cuts. Even mid-tier homes, once snapped up within weeks, now sit unsold for months. Prices have already dropped 10% in the past 12 months, and luxury segments could collapse even faster. Costs don't stop with the mortgage. Property taxes at 0.70% add nearly $3,700 a year to a mid-priced home, while HOA fees in master plan neighborhoods regularly exceed $250 a month. Utilities are punishing too. Summer AC bills can spike beyond $450 monthly, adding insult to injury in a desert where relief is non-negotiable. Henderson's dependence on the Las Vegas economy adds risk. Tourism jobs remain unstable, and tech sector layoffs in nearby Reno ripple south, leaving homeowners without the security to sustain expensive mortgages. Foreclosure activity is climbing, currently around 1 in every 1,200 homes and rising. For years, Henderson was sold as the polished gem of southern Nevada. But in 2025, it's cracking under its own luxury facade. High prices, swelling inventory, and brutal carrying costs make it less a safe haven and more a ticking financial mirage. Buyers lured by Henderson's reputation may soon discover they've stepped into Nevada's costliest trap. Number 3. Laughlin. Laughlin, perched on the Colorado River, has long been marketed as a bargain alternative to Las Vegas, with waterfront living and casino lights. But in 2025, that bargain looks more like a financial snare. The median home price here is around $310,000, yet the median household income barely cracks $47,000. That leaves residents sinking over 45% of their earnings just to cover mortgages and taxes. Inventory is surging, up nearly 37% year over year, with homes sitting unsold for 140-plus days. Buyers are disappearing as the local economy weakens. Laughlin's lifeblood, tourism, has been shaky, with casino revenues falling and visitor counts dropping more than 10% over the past year. Without robust job growth, demand for housing is collapsing. Foreclosures are spiking at nearly 1 in every 950 homes, echoing warning bells from Nevada's last housing crash. Sellers are slashing prices by 10 to 15% to lure buyers. But with mortgage rates at 6.8%, monthly payments on even modest homes stretch past $2,100, far beyond what most locals can handle. Carrying costs worsen the blow. Property taxes at 0.65% equal about $2,000 a year on an average house, and utilities punish residents even more. Riverfront humidity paired with desert heat sends electricity bills soaring, often above $400 per month during peak summer. Add in rising insurance premiums due to flood risks along the river, and cheap housing suddenly turns expensive. Laughlin may look like a glittering oasis, but the market here is brittle. Falling prices, weak job support, and soaring living costs create a perfect storm. Buyers hoping for affordable riverside living risk finding themselves underwater, not just by the Colorado, but in their mortgages too. Number 2. Reno. Reno, once hyped as the next Silicon Valley of the Sierra, has become a cautionary tale in 2025. The median home price sits at a punishing $535,000, while the median household income is only $78,000. That mismatch forces households to pour nearly 50% of income into housing costs, a recipe for widespread financial strain. Inventory is flooding the market, up nearly 42% year over year, with homes sitting for 120 days on average. The frenzy sparked by Tesla, Amazon, and tech sector jobs has fizzled. Layoffs across logistics and manufacturing sectors have left families unable to afford overpriced mortgages. Prices have already dropped 12% in the past year, with another 10% decline projected. Foreclosure filings are mounting, currently about 1 in every 1,100 homes, a stark reversal from Reno's boom days. Investors who once flooded in are now fleeing, dumping properties at steep discounts. Living expenses add fuel to the fire. Property taxes at 0.68% mean nearly $3,600 annually on a median home, while HOA fees in master plan developments tack on another $150 to $250 per month. Utility bills, worsened by both scorching summers and frigid winters, average $350 to $400 monthly. For working families, the math is brutal. Reno's dream of tech-driven prosperity has imploded into oversupply, job losses, and declining equity. What was once marketed as a shining alternative to Silicon Valley now feels like a high desert trap, where buyers risk paying premium prices for depreciating homes. In 2025, Reno's housing market isn't just cooling, It's collapsing under the weight of its own hype. Number 1. Las Vegas. Las Vegas, the crown jewel of Nevada real estate, has turned into ground zero for housing chaos in 2025. Beneath the neon lights and casino buzz, the housing market is crumbling faster than the slot machines pay out. The median home price sits around $450,000, but with the median household income at just $67,000, families are funneling close to 50% of their income into housing. That's financial quicksand in a city that thrives on unstable tourism jobs. Inventory has exploded. Listings are up an eye-popping 77% year over year. Entire neighborhoods are littered with "for sale" signs, and homes are sitting for 150-plus days without offers. Sellers slash prices by 10 to 20%, yet demand keeps shrinking. Prices have already dropped 13% in the past year, and whispers of another 15% collapse haunt every corner of the market. Investors who once flooded Vegas are gone, leaving locals holding properties that lose value by the month. The foreclosure wave is rising again. Nearly 1 in every 800 homes is in foreclosure, the highest rate in the state. It's a haunting reminder of the 2008 crash, except this time, inflated construction and speculative Airbnbs are amplifying the implosion. Rental markets aren't safer either. Short-term rental demand has plunged by over 20%, leaving landlords bleeding cash and forced to dump properties. Carrying costs here are punishing. Property taxes at 0.70% equal about $3,200 annually on a median home, while sky-high HOA fees in master-planned communities can tack on another $200 to $300 a month. Summer utility bills regularly top $450 thanks to triple-digit heat. Add mortgage rates hovering at 6.9%, and a typical monthly payment blows past $3,000. Las Vegas may still sparkle on the Strip, but behind the glow lies a brutal reality: falling values, swelling foreclosures, and homeowners drowning in costs. In 2025, Sin City's housing market isn't just risky. It's a gamble most buyers can't afford to lose.